Good morning, everyone, from Cedar Point, America's roller coaster. It's our first visit of 2025, and we're here bright and early for early entry.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to do that we haven't done yet this year. So we were some of the lucky people that got to ride Top Thrill 2 in like the brief period that was open last year, but they've made some modifications to it, and from what we've heard, it is a little bit different than it was. So
yeah, that'll be very interesting to like notice the subtle differences, right? They did some like modifications so that it would be more consistent in operations, and from what we understand, it has been more reliable. Had some rough starts here and there, but overall though, we've heard that it's been open like most every day, so we're looking forward to riding that. And of course, the brand new Vekoma tilt coaster, Siren's Curse. Now, Siren's Curse is not open for early entry, so we will have to start with Top Thrill 2.
Darn.
However, that thing looks awesome from all the pictures and videos that we have seen. It's already gone viral online. Didn't take long.
Shocker.
I'm excited to do this. This is the first like full circuit, new generation Vekoma thrill coaster that we're getting in the US. So this is like a big deal.
And I'm excited too because we have like probably a pretty rare perspective on this because I don't think a lot of people have ridden Gravity Max. So we can compare it to the like original tilt coaster model and see how they've improved upon it, which I imagine will mainly be with the layout after the tilt. I imagine the tilt will be very similar.
Yeah. Also, there's trains completely different, and the park is open until 10 p.m. tonight, so we will also get to experience it at night, which they have a very cool lighting package for.
Wow.
So
13-hour day.
13-hour day. We won't show you everything because there's a lot here. We'll mainly focus on Siren's Curse, Top Thrill 2 and stuff, but it's going to be a great time. And there it is. Our first look at Siren's Curse. Dude, it looks so small next to Valraven. That is hilarious. This thing sits over 200 feet tall, and then they put in this tiny little tilt coaster. Any other park, it would like have such a presence, but Cedar Point's so massive. It's like, oh yeah, there it is off in the distance.
I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really fun ride to look at as well as ride. The tilt is really cool. It's my first ever tilt coaster. I loved all the elements too. There's a lot more airtime on the ride than I thought there would be. I think it's a really good fit for the park. It's probably like number 6 for me in terms of like the coaster lineup, which is like really weird to say considering there's so many like coasters here.
That's
like,
not even like a dig.
6.
It's just there's so much.
But it's a pretty good ride. I think I still prefer other rides here though over it, but it's a good addition.
Welcome to the Top Thrill 2 Midway. Here's a very odd change they made for this season. They actually repaved this entire section. Like, it now has the more of a racetrack asphalt look versus it was just like, I don't know, regular concrete. And I don't know, that was kind of an unexpected change, but here we go.
Dude, I will never get over that.
That is huge. It's open. There are people on it right now.
Heck yeah.
Boom.
So excited.
So as with last year, Top Thrill 2 still has an extremely strict loose article policy. The big change that has been made is once you get into the plaza, they actually do have a small set of free lockers just down there with the regular paid ones, so you can put your larger items as well as cell phones away. But it is a different setup than the ones at Steel Vengeance and also now Siren's Curse, because you still can't have anything in your pockets once you go beyond the metal detectors, which is at the front of the line. Like right now, it's only a 25-minute wait, which isn't too bad, but if it was a 2-hour wait, you are going that entire time without a cell phone. Two rides on Top Thrill 2 to start off our morning. It's running pretty well, I'll tell you what. One of the first things I noticed is that shimmy that we had on the launch that we were all talking about from the opening, it's gone.
But it relocated. It's not gone, it just moved. So now it is on the brake run, which is like, if you're gonna have it, that is the least of your concerns.
The final turn, it's like vibrating your butt. It's like really weird.
I don't know, like after the ride, it kind of felt nice on my back. I was like, all right, I can work with this.
But I tell you what, it's still great, still excellent coaster.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
it's
at least
probably my 3 in the 2 or 3 actually.
2 or 3. I got, let's see, row 8 and row 3, I think. I think I like it towards the front better because the thing is that the spike is going to be ridiculous no matter where you sit, right? It's going to be like super freakishly tall. You're looking down on a power tower. But that being said, I think you feel the speed a bit more in the front.
So for my second ride, I rode with our friend's daughter. She's 10 years old. And the entire ride, I'm just like, there is a negative chance that I ever, in a million years, would have ridden something like that at 10. And she's like totally just like, yeah, this is great. I'm like, the only thing I knew how to do when I was 10 years old was like play with Polly Pockets. And she's like, oh, I ride Stratocoaster. I'm like, all right, girl, you're like way cooler than me.
And look who's here,
I'm
Mr.
here.
Australia himself. You guys might remember him from the cruise. He's also going to be making an upcoming appearance in our Coasting Through Europe series.
Yep, first time.
So, what happened to you a couple of years ago when you came here?
So I came here to Sandusky in August 23, and there was a once in 40-year storm the night before I was planning to come to this park, and I had one day. And it just flooded the back of the park, and as if you've been here before, that's where Steel Vengeance and Maverick are. Rougarou wasn't open. This didn't open because it was in the middle of its rebuild. Yeah, I missed a lot of good credits, but I still had a good day, and it's led up to this point today, which I couldn't have asked for a better turn of events, you know.
That is pretty cool. So, you got your redemption. How was Top Thrill 2 for your first time?
It's an amazing ride. Like, it's always been a dream of mine to be on a world record breaking coaster that would actually held the record. And at the moment, this is the world's tallest coaster, so I can say I've ridden it, and it's amazing. It is twice the ride in the front row, so make sure if you come out here, get in the front row. But, what an adrenaline rush.
And there was Siren's Curse doing its iconic tilting mechanism, going from a horizontal plane to straight vertical. It is magnetic. When it is doing that, you can't help but stop what you're doing and just watch it tilt. And that's so on brand for Cedar Point. It feels like this whole park is like that with all their attractions. Here at Top Thrill 2, everyone sitting on the bleachers, watching it launch back and forth, going up the spike. And so regardless of the fact that this ride wasn't originally supposed to come to Cedar Point this year, it fits in the lineup in that it is so on brand for this park because so many of the rides here are OMG wow. And that's exactly what the tilt coaster is. And this midway looks a lot different. There's Valraven's Dive Loop, and there's Siren's Curse right there with Millennium Force. Wow, this is such a different view. Who would have thought when we were standing here literally like last year that a tilt coaster would be right here?
It's just so bizarre. You're right, like last time we were here, there was nothing.
There are no rumors, nothing.
No, it was not even like an idea, you know? As far as we knew, this was gonna be in Mexico. I know I'm gonna love this ride. I know 100% certainty I'm gonna wish this was at a different park because it just won't be able to shine the same way that it could at other places. It's definitely gonna get outshone by some others. But there's nothing wrong with getting a supporting cast member, but this could be the headliner like where else.
How weird is it to see a tilt coaster here?
I mean, you mean the one that was supposed to go to Energylandia?
Yeah, that
and
one.
then Mexico?
Yeah.
And now it's at Cedar Point?
Correct.
Literally 3 locations before it was even announced. It's nuts. It's definitely cool to see a new gen tilt coaster. Because I remember a couple years ago we saw the prototype.
We did.
At Vekoma.
Yeah, and what's interesting is it also had red track, but it was a different shade of red,
Yeah, it seemed to be-
different supports. And so some people were asking, like, do you know which tilt coaster that was for? Genuinely, I don't.
Yeah, we have no idea. But I was talking with a few friends a little bit ago, and we were saying that the original theme of this, since it's like red and gray, was supposed to be like Harley Quinn's Tilt Sanity.
Yeah, probably,
So
right?
typical.
Yeah.
But I won't lie, the ride looks fantastic. The lighting package, I can't even imagine what that looks like at night. The tilt feature, because when you walk in, I think you walk right by the tilt. I think they did a really good job with the entrance.
It's impressive.
I'm very excited to ride this. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it.
So Siren's Curse is one of those rides that also has a locker policy. All the stuff has to go in there, but smaller items are able to be placed in the line when they have smaller lockers, like a Twisted Timbers or Steel Vengeance set up. So let's go ahead and enter the line. I really appreciate the fencing that they've used in the queue. So obviously this is meant to look very boardwalk-like, but then around here, they actually have chain metal fencing, which normally I think is like super ugly, but this is meant to be an abandoned shipyard, and that's like kind of on brand, so I'm actually all for it.
This is Tamara, and I have some good news. I just got engaged.
One of the big things that they did for this attraction was theme up the base of the support, so you can see some ivy here, lots of rust, and it actually continues all around the attraction. The theme for Siren's Curse is like an abandoned shipyard, so it feels like the first time that they're like really trying to actually theme something up. It's cool.
This actually looks like pretty good. I like the rust. I had heard some people didn't like the rust. I think it looks really nice though.
Yeah,
It's good.
We are in the fast lane line because the regular standby line, which is all this, is currently 75 minutes. This is one of the longest lines in the park. At least that's how it's been as of recently. What's crazy is, from here in the fast lane line, we're still looking at like a 30-minute wait.
I mean, it's a brand new ride. I'm not overly shocked about it.
But man, it's
Ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
what are you gonna do about it?
I stand and wait.
Wait to the locker outside of the queue. One left to the non-rider.
It's kind of hard to tell, but they are actually playing like themed audio here out of these speakers, and they've themed up the speakers to look all rusted so it like blends in. Yeah, it's like creepy, atmospheric music. I don't know, it really works. Now here's what's interesting. The locker system is completely different here versus Steel Vengeance and Twisted Timbers.
Enter.
Like it has its own code, you know. It doesn't just pop open because you pressed like a chair with the color blue. Yeah.
Okay, bye everybody.
Yeah, it's a decent size. Can it fit the camera? Yes, it can. Bye. And I kid you not, 1 hour later, we are off of Siren's Curse.
To be fair, it went down for a while.
And it
because
was-
someone threw up.
It wasn't the ride's fault. People kept throwing up more than once. Like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of negatives, and I feel like the tilt probably makes people nervous and gets them all queasy, so I don't know.
That just took a lot longer than I was expecting. We were in the fast lane, so I can only imagine what the standby was. But our group got spread out throughout some rows. I know Matt and I were in the back. You got somewhere in the middle?
Yeah.
Right? And we both thoroughly enjoyed our experience. I think that it was an excellent ride.
Yeah, so I stand by how I thought I would feel, that I wish this was at any other park, and that's not like hatred towards Cedar Point. It's actually a compliment to them that they have such a strong lineup. This could be like best coaster at like pretty much any other Cedar Fair park. So that being said, it's amazing. I love it. For me, like I love a lot of negative G's, and I think that this is great because right now the ride that has the most like negatives is Steel Vengeance. And this like feels distinctly different, which I think is great. The inversions are great. The first one is probably my favorite out of the inversions. It's like pretty tight. And then the ending, all the airtime hills, into the brake ride and reminds me of Conda, which I love.
You know, Siren's Curse is decently tall, right? But when you level out, that is not the highest point of the ride, technically. It would actually be, if you're in the back rows, when you rise up, you're actually higher than the lift hill height.
But when you have like bodies in front of you, you can't really see you can't see the end, so it doesn't have that like spook factor of like, oh, the track is ending, like it doesn't, you can't see it.
I think if anything, that just adds variation that you need to experience in multiple rows.
Yeah.
So let's kind of walk through this, I think. First of all, I think they did a nice job with presentation. I actually feel like this is a little bit of a step above like what we've seen thematically as far as other attractions in the park, because most of the other rides are lightly stylized. I feel like this is actually trying for a legitimate theme. The station, they made look like an old, like, abandoned boathouse. Like, where the train would be, you'd normally have, you know, a yacht or something like that. So, like, they did a nice job making everything look very, like, old and abandoned-like.
Especially, like, the onboard audio, like, really adds to the
I love the audio. It's
like,
amazing.
It's like hard rock or like a little metal-y.
But not at first.
Yeah.
Like, it gets there. It's like the slow, creepy, the sirens are calling to you. There's anticipation.
Sounds like the Titanic music when you're going up.
Yeah, and then you hear like the seagulls. It's very atmospheric, and then there's the creakiness of the tilt, and then the sirens are calling to you like, prepare to meet your doom, and that's when the rock and roll hits. It's awesome. In terms of layout, at least from the back, I was kind of surprised. I didn't feel like, you know, we mentioned that we did the original tilt coaster in Taiwan. I feel like the drop was better on that one because of the restraints on the vest. I didn't feel like you floated up as much versus like when you're in the back on Gravity Max, you float. You're like pulled up out of your seat.
So that is the more old school restraints.
Right. So I actually prefer the drop on Gravity Max.
But everything afterward.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Gravity Max after that is like fine. And, you know, it pulls some decent forces, but the land's very short. This has a lot going for it afterwards. The inversions are fun.
It reminds me of Phoenix.
Yes.
Tilt.
I think Phoenix is the closest Vekoma that I would compare to this. I love the twisted bunny hills at the end, just kind of snaking along.
I genuinely just love what Vekoma's doing nowadays. That being said, their rides are like almost too perfect, where, you know, like you ride like an Intamin and there's like little moments where I guess you get like tossed around a little bit more because it's like imperfections and like
right, you get surprising like, bit of laterals or something, you know?
Like everything on Vekoma Coaster is so perfect. You don't get quite as much of like a dynamic range of forces. So I almost wish that just once they were like, let's mess around and you know, add a couple of like moments like on like have on Light Coaster.
I feel like Light Coaster's the one time that they kind of branched out from that, and I don't think that we'll ever really get anything like that from Light Coaster ever again. I think it just comes down to the way that they're designed. It's a different take, and I think that take is actually something that works in Cedar Point's favor because this ride feels fundamentally different than every other coaster here. So in that regard, I think it is a great fit because when you have so many roller coasters, it can be tough to find something that feels different. And yeah, you can make an argument like, yeah, you know, Valkyrie event has the same sort of gimmick hold effect, but
you know, the layout after is nowhere, like that's not
so different. Close. No, not even close. All right, Wallace family, how was Siren's Curse?
Awesome. Yeah, it was so much fun. Great little layout, lots of pops of airtime. It's a great addition to the park, and it's not just, you know, a one-trick pony with the tilt. I really like the layout a lot.
Round 2 on Siren's Curse. I tell you what, the more I ride it, I think the more I like it.
Yeah, I got to do the back row that time, and that thing shreds from back there.
Yeah.
I can confirm. So I was the last one in the group. I needed to ride it. Got back row with Sarah.
For your first time?
First time, yeah, ever. Back left. Never in a new gen Vekoma, and I get the hype. There's so many elements. I'm gonna ride that again tonight, like last ride of the night. kind of process it more. If you've never ridden a new gen Vekoma, like, you'll probably feel the same way. It's just, you need multiple rides on this thing, I can tell.
Can I just say, she had the cutest reaction ever.
I was clapping.
Like, the whole ride. It was like, oh, yes! I was like...
It was that good, and it's a blur.
It made me really happy. It was so cute.
It's a blur. I remember that happening, but other than that, it's a blur.
So that was my first time in the front row. I thoroughly enjoyed it, because everyone's saying, like, all right, yeah, the back is where it's at, and I get it. Totally for the drop, absolutely, but I don't know, the front really hit, like the rise up into the hill after the drop, you're just lifted up out of your seat. Every time you get airtime, you like lurch forward, and the vests are retractable, so I think they're actually more comfortable than the B&M ones.
And the visual.
The visual is excellent up front. It's so cool.
It's cool too, because you can actually watch it rising in the back.
Yeah, no,
That was
absolutely.
amazing. The hype is real, y'all. The hype is real. I said that with Top Thrill too. The hype is real here too. Like, get to Cedar Point. Get to Cedar Point. That's all I gotta say.
All right, so Matt, you've done a lot of these new gen Vekoma thrill coasters over in Europe. A lot of the same ones we've done. How did Siren's Curse compare?
So after riding Flash, Abyssus, and then Siren's Curse, you definitely get the vibe of what they want to go for. They want to be intense, but they don't want to rip your face off. But I think they do it really well. Siren's Curse, I think, has the perfect amount of speed, positives, negatives, and there is just enough intensity to where you're not gonna gray out, or it's not like coaster.
But it still pulls G-forces.
Yeah, it still has a great amount of G-forces in the places that it needs to. It'll be high intensity G-forces, and then it'll give you a little bit of a break, and then it'll do high intensity G-forces again. So it's kind of like a cycle of break and like take a second to breathe, and then get negative or positive again. I think the tilt on that thing, so I usually don't get butterflies on rides anymore, but the way that tilt just releases you, I get butterflies. The second it releases, it's just, woo! I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And in my opinion, although the front is great, I think the back, when you get lifted up, that just adds perspective and just a sense of how like high you are and just what you're about to do. And then the second it releases, just the music and the lights and the theming, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
And we came back to Top Thrill 2 to get some more rides. Bryant, how was your experience?
Wonderful, wonderful. As much as I do miss the original punch of the Top Thrill Dragster original ride, it's just way more of a complete experience. I like how it's 3 different parts. It's definitely a front row ride. That last launch in the front where like you just cheeks flapping, you want to like press the wind back. I mean, it was everything I'd hoped for and more, for sure.
So I actually got to sit in the front row, which is great. The only complaint I have is that I definitely ate a bug or two. But I can work through that. I was sitting with Matt, who is not quite ready to talk about it. He will eventually, but he's still processing. He said King Naka gave him the okay from like the heavens.
King Naka gave it its blessing.
He said he was like, I heard a voice that was like, it was okay. We've moved on. He's allowing us to move on.
He's given permission. The king is like, there's a new king in town. You have
oh no, don't say that.
New
in front
prince?
He will murder you.
New challenger? New
It's something.
ally?
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's just a roller coaster. What are we doing? And not shown on camera, but Harrison, you finally got to experience Steel Vengeance and Maverick.
I did.
So give us your brief rundown. What do you think?
So they were my 2 bucket list coasters. For me, it was all about, is Steel Vengeance better than Zadra? At the moment, the way it's running today, what other people that have ridden it before have said, it's not running the best today. I still rank Zadra over Steel Vengeance, but Maverick, oh, what a great ride. I love Maverick. There isn't anything that I would add to Maverick to make it better. It's just a near perfect roller coaster.
And I agree with you.
Yeah.
As you can see, night has fallen. We just got off a fantastic night ride on Millennium Force, which is the best way to experience that attraction, if I might add. But we have to end things out here on Siren's Curse. Look at those lights. That looks so good.
The lighting package looks amazing. I noticed that the way they have it set up is that it's green as you're going up, and then as soon as you drop, it all turns red, and then it turns green one more time again in the tunnel. It's like well coordinated that it changes throughout the ride. Like I love it.
Yeah, don't know that you'll be able to notice that while on the train, but it's just like, it's a great visual. This ride wraps around you as you are waiting in the queue, like on the midway. What are you looking at?
There were just fireworks like 2 seconds ago.
We are here during Boardwalk Nights, so that's probably what it is. So here we are in the Siren's Curse gift shop where we have a bunch of awesome merchandise. They spared no expense with this stuff. With pretty much anything you can think of, they have. Look at these. Signed by Made to Thrill. They always do a fantastic job. You want Siren's Curse pajamas? Because they have those. Here we go. We have some sleeveless ones. These are kind of fun. Long sleeve, more pants, backpacks, hats, thermos, glasses. Oh, this is nice. I didn't expect them to have a Christmas ornament, but there it is. And it's right next to the Nanos. So something I was wondering about this, does it actually tilt the top piece right here? And from what I can see, I don't think it does. But that's still pretty cool looking. That's a nice Nano. That is so cool. So we are entering the standby line for our last ride because we actually used one-time fast lane for our rides earlier because this ride has been getting such long waits, like 90 minutes. Even when we waited earlier in the fast lane, we still waited an hour. So today we're gonna wait out the regular line to end things out, which I think is okay because it's still getting dark, and so then that'll mean we'll get like a really true night ride, you know? Park is officially closed and they are rolling trains, absolutely killing it with these dispatches. I also gotta say, from the main line, there's like lots of little theming elements that you don't notice from Fastlane. So if you come here and you like appreciate good theming, then it might actually be worth it to check out the standby, assuming it's not, you know, a ridiculous wait. One pro to doing this late at night is that all the fast lanes have cycled through, so the standby line moves a lot faster, or should move a lot faster in theory. And about 40 minutes later, we've made it to the locker room. We're going for what? The locker room. You know, the locker room.
Plaza, center, sure.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll see you guys after the ride. Last ride of the night on Siren's Curse. We actually got super lucky and got a double ride because they like filled a train.
And most of you did.
Most people did. There were some empty seats, so some people got to re-ride. It was like super sick.
Okay, I don't really mind because I got to ride the front row, which is why I didn't get to re-ride because there was someone waiting for the front row.
But worth it, right? Front rows are so good.
The view of watching like the wow, God. That was awful.
It's very humid today.
Oh my God, don't look at me, just listen. Love the view, obviously, of the tilting mechanism. It is awesome. The drop shines in the back row though, because you're like 40 feet higher.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's like kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie.
But I will say the airtime is stronger up at the front, but I think overall, I prefer the back row.
I think overall I prefer the front row.
Hot take.
Oh!
I will say though, the front, watching, like seeing that is insane, and the elements are taken really well in the front. But I think I'm gonna have to be a back row girl for this ride.
I will say though, because if you're a little bit shorter like I am, when you're in the front row, you literally can't see over the front of the train, so it looks like there's nothing at all. You're just in the abyss.
And you literally just hang. It's because their vests don't lock because they're Vekoma, so you're sitting there like. It's stunning at night with the lighting package and the amazing audio. It's stunning.
I went in pretty blind, didn't know all the effects, the smoke, the fog, the soundtrack. Way better than I ever expected. I'm questioning the top 4 at Cedar Point. I don't know what order they're in, but that is a elite roller coaster, which I did not expect.
Better than I was expecting. With the way Steel Vengeance was riding today, I think it's my number 2 in the park behind Maverick, and I know that's a hot take.
Oh, I get it though. I was saying I think I like this more than Top Thrill 2.
Yeah.
Like this ride, I think is so good. Like tonight it was hauling.
Yeah.
I think This thing really exceeded my expectations. I'd heard great things, but I really like it.
The soundtrack too, I want to shout
Everything they said is true.
All 4 of the top 4 here are excellent. They gained the 4, and you can say it's the best in the park.
To conclude things, we do need to get a few words about Top Thrill 2 from Matt.
I did promise that you would have.
You have to say something.
Okay. I'm gonna start out by saying, long live the king, all right? Kingda Ka will forever and always be the best strata coaster in the world, and if you think differently, you're wrong, and don't talk to me ever again. However, overall, it was a good ride. I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. Some positives from the experience was I was really excited to feel like the wind in the front row from like a launch coaster that went that fast. And going over a top hat, you can't really tell the difference in height. It kind of felt like Kingda Ka a little bit. So I would never actually rode Dragster. I sat in the train and then it went down, but I've been on Ka way too many times. And when you would go up into the twist to go over the top hat, it was kind of more gentle. On Top Thrill 2, it is whoom, you get whipped. And then going over the top hat and then down through the spiral, you also get whipped to the side. It gave a little bit of a Wicked Twister kind of, like when you're in the back and you're going up the spike and you're like, wow. So it kind of gave that a little bit. I will say it was very strange not to be going through an airtime hill at the end, because again, I've only been on Kingda Ka. So when we went down the tower and we just went into the breaker, and I was like, oh, this is weird, because I was expecting, I was used to airtime hill after that.
Would you say met expectations, exceeded expectations, or just below expectations?
Okay, well, you didn't even plan on riding it originally.
So I didn't plan on riding it originally, and then Kingda Ka came to me and was like, Matt, it's okay, I want you to ride it. So I was like, okay, if you want me to ride it, I really will. I only got one ride on it, and I won't lie, I did cry, because I'm a wuss, but it's okay, everybody is. So I am gonna need more rides on it before I actually make that determination. I will say though, the final launch was really good. I thought the reverse launch didn't have as much, I thought it was gonna grab my hair and pull me backwards. It didn't really do that. It was more so like, and then going forward was like kind of like getting swept by a broom. So it wasn't like the final launch.
That's
What? Hold on. So I thought the final launch was really good, and the first 2 launches didn't do as much as I thought they would. But the final launch really reminded me of the original Strata launch that everybody knows and loves. It was
That's
smooth.
a really good broom. Just saying.
It's not a good. It's
That's
only
an awesome broom.
It's literally a 70-mile-an-hour sweep. What are you talking about?
Top Thrill broomstick.
Wow.
Oh wait, and one more thing. The spike is really cool, because on Pantheon, when you're like, oh, I'm on a spike, you're already like, you're at the top and you're going down. This, you're like, I'm on a spike. I'm on a spike. I'm on a spike. So you just keep going up, and then you're looking down on, what is that, Power Tower?
Yeah.
So I think the spike was, it's cool.
You like Top Thrill 2, don't you, Squidward? Oh! And he's gone. He's gone. Never to be seen again.
Bye, Matt.
Anyway, we hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Come out here to Cedar Point, take a ride on Top Thrill 2 and Siren's Curse. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.